Now this is the second lecture on disconnecting and reconnecting of capacitor. In the previous video, one of the capacitor was charged and the second was uncharged. But now in this case, that is case 2, we will see that both the capacitors are initially charged, and then we will see how the charge redistribution will take place between them. So this is our capacitor 1, which is connected to a battery. So due to this plate of the capacitor will acquire positive charge, and this plate will acquire equal amount of negative charge. Let us suppose the capacitance of this capacitor is C1. The potential difference across the capacitor in the final situation, that is when steady state will reach, will be V1. That is the potential or voltage of the battery. Now if we will talk about what is the charge present here, suppose this charge is Q1 and this charge is minus Q1. So if we will talk about what is this charge Q1, then Q1 will be equal to C1 into V1. Now come to the second capacitor. Similarly, in the second capacitor, this plate will acquire positive charge and this plate will acquire equal amount of negative charge. Let us assume that capacitance of this capacitor is C2. The charge present on this capacitor in the final situation is Q2 and here is minus Q2. And if we will talk about the final potential difference across the plate of the capacitor, then it will be V2. And if we will talk about what is the charge present on this capacitor, then Q2 will be equal to C2 into V2. Now we disconnect the battery from both the capacitor, and this is the final situation. So even if we will disconnect the battery, the charge on the capacitor and the potential difference across the plates of the capacitor will not change. So here the charge will remain same as it was earlier, and the potential difference across it will also remain same, that is it will not change. And similarly here, now we are going to connect the two capacitors. So we have two choices. Either we will connect positive terminal of the plate with the positive terminal of the second plate, or positive terminal of one plate with the negative terminal of the second plate. So one by one we will connect both the polarity and we will check what is the final charge will present on the plate of the capacitor. So now we are going to see the subcase 1, in which we will going to connect the same polarity plates connected together. Means we are going to connect positive plate of one capacitor with the positive plate of the second capacitor. So here initially we have 4 charges and here equal amount of negative charges, and on the second we have 3 positive charge and here equal amount of negative charge. And once they will connect, what will happen, the charge will redistribute. So here suppose one positive charge is going from this plate and coming on this plate, so this will be the final situation on the plate of the two. So let us assume the final charge on the capacitor 1 is Q1 dash and here minus Q2 dash, and similarly the final charge on capacitor 2 is Q2 dash and minus Q2 dash, and the final potential difference across the plate of capacitor is V1 dash, and similarly across the plate of capacitor 2 is V2 dash. Now we are going to apply the Kirchhoff's voltage loop law in this circuit in the final situation. So I am going to apply KVL, that is Kirchhoff voltage loop rule, and I am moving clockwise. So as I am leaving the negative plate of the first capacitor, so I will write minus V1 dash and now I am leaving the positive plate of the second capacitor, so I will write plus V2 dash equal to 0. This is our capacitor 1 having capacitance C1, and this is our capacitor 2 having capacitance C2. So from here we are getting that V1 dash is equal to V2 dash, and let us assume this is equal to V, that is final common potential of the two plates. So by applying the formula Q equal to CV, as we know this, so V1 dash will be equal to Q1 dash by C1, and similarly V2 dash will be equal to Q2 dash by C2. Now from charge conservation we can write that total initial charge of the system is equal to total final charge of the system, and total initial charge of the system is Q1 plus Q2, and total final charge is Q1 dash plus Q2 dash. Now we have two equations and we have two unknowns, that is Q1 dash and Q2 dash are the two unknowns, and if we will simplify the equation 1 and equation 2, then the final value of Q1 dash will come out C1 by C1 plus C2 multiplied by Q1 plus Q2, and similarly Q2 dash will come out C2 by C1 plus C2 multiplied by Q1 plus Q2. Sometimes they ask to find the final common potential. So for finding final common potential, that is V, and V is equal to V dash, V1 dash, and V1 dash is equal to Q1 dash by C1. So from here put the value of Q1 dash, so C1 will cancel out, so the final potential difference between the plates of the capacitor will be Q1 plus Q2 by C1 plus C2. And one more point, remember here that if C1 will be equal to C2, that is the capacitance of both the capacitors are equal, then the final charge on plate 1 will be equal to, put C1 equal to C2, so this term will become 1 by 2 Q1 plus Q2, and similarly Q2 dash will be also equal to 1 by 2 Q1 plus Q2. And so from here we are getting that if C1 equal to C2, then the final charges on both the plate of the capacitors are same, and this will be equal to 1 by 2, or the average of the charges on the plates of the two capacitors. Now we are going to see the subcase 2, that when the opposite polarity plates are connected together, that is the positive plate of one capacitor is connected to the negative plate of the second capacitor. So here I have connected the negative plate of capacitor 1 with the positive plate of capacitor 2 with the help of a switch. And once we will close the switch, what will happen? First, these three negative charges are neutralized by the three positive charges from the capacitor 2. That is, three positive charges from the capacitor 2 will go and it will neutralize the three negative charges on the capacitor 1. So these three negative charges, let us assume, will neutralize these three negative charges, and similarly these three negative charges will go in this direction and they will neutralize these three positive charges. Now there are initially 5 positive charges here and 5 negative charges here. So this becomes the conditions of now this capacitor is uncharged and this capacitor is charged, that is case 1. So again this positive charge will start repelling each other, and similarly this 5 negative charge will start repelling each other. So in the final situation, some positive charge will remain here, and due to repulsion some positive charges will go and they will fall on the plate of capacitor 1. So let us assume that 3 positive charges remains here finally, and 2 positive charges reaches on the capacitor 1, and similarly for the negative plate, this plate acquire negative charge. So in the final situation, let us assume that this charge is Q1 dash and this will be minus Q1 dash, and similarly for this is Q2 dash and for this is minus Q2 dash. In this case, that is in the derivation of case 2, we will assume that q2 dash, or I have assumed that charge on the plate of 2 is more than the charge on the plate on the capacitor 1. That is, here I have assumed that q2 is more than q1. So from charge conservation we can write that total initial charge is equal to total final charge, and sum of the final charge on the two plates, if we can see here, that is q1 dash plus q2 dash. This will not be equal to q1 plus q2. In this case, this is q2 minus q1. You can add the charges and you can see this result. See here, 1 2 3 4 5, that is q1 plus q1 dash is equal to 5. And here if you will see, then you will find that this is equal to q2 minus q1. See on this plate, so this is q2 minus q1, because I have assumed here that q2 is greater than q1. And if q1 will be more than q2, then we will write here q1 minus q2 if q1 is greater than q2. So generally we will remember that if we will connect the negative plate with the positive plate, then there will be subtraction in the final case, or we will write mod of q1 minus q2. Now let us assume that the final potential difference across the plate of capacitor 1 is V1 dash and that of capacitor 2 is V2 dash. So apply Kirchhoff's voltage loop law in the final situation. So if I will apply KVL, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law, I am going clockwise direction. So in clockwise direction I will write that I am leaving the negative plate of capacitor 1, so I will write minus V1 dash, and now I am leaving the positive plate of capacitor 2, so I will write plus V2 dash is equal to 0. So from here we got that V1 dash is equal to V2 dash, and let us assume this is equal to V, that is the final common potential of the final common potential difference between the plates of the two capacitors, that will be equal. So from Q equal to CV formula we can write that V1 dash is equal to Q1 dash by C1, and similarly V2 dash will be equal to Q2 dash by C2. So this is our equation number 1 and this is our equation number 2. So we have two equations and two unknowns. So the unknowns are q1 dash and q2 dash. So if we will simplify equation 1 and equation 2, then we will get that from equation 1, if we will solve equation 1 and 2, then q1 dash will come out c1 by c1 plus c2 whole multiplied by q2 minus q1, and similarly q2 dash will come out c2 by c1 plus c2 multiplied by q2 minus q1. One more point, remember here that if c1 equal to c2, that is the capacitance of both the capacitors are equal. In that case, if we put here c1 equal to c2, then you will get that q1 dash is equal to 1 by 2 of q2 minus q1, and similarly q2 dash will be also equal to 1 by 2 q2 minus q1. So from here we are getting that if c1 equal to c2, then the final charges on both the capacitors will be equal, and that will be equal to the half of the difference of the charges on the capacitor. So for easiness, remember this formula with a more sign. Now one more point, remember here that what is the final potential difference between the plates of the capacitor, that is final common potential V or V dash, V1 dash. So V or V1, which is equal to V1 dash, and V1 dash is equal to Q1 dash by C1. Put the value of Q1 dash from here, C1 will cancel out, so this will be equal to Q2 minus Q1 divided by C1 plus C2.